Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday morning. I hope you're in for a wonderful day and a fantastic weekend. We've been considering over a number of weeks. It's gone on a lot longer than I thought it would, but it's a great subject on a great name, on a great God. Jehovah Rapha, which is the God name referring to God as the God who heals. Passionate about healing, able to heal. He created you so he can heal you. I can't think of a more beautiful subject to contemplate these early morning times. But we've been talking about the reason that we need to be healed is because of sin, basically our own sin, the sin of Adam, the sin of others. We are really victims of sin, and sin has a way of leading to hurt and destruction and death. We've spoken about the wonder of God, what God heals. He heals our bodies, he heals our spirits, he restores he revives our spirits, he restores our souls. He restores and heals our land if we will let him. He heals relationships. God is not just a God limited to physical healing. And then we've been looking at different models of healing, and we're looking at the faith model right now. And we've been saying that faith is a great thing and has an implication in so many different aspects of who God is and how God works. We spoke about the person who was healed because of his own faith. That's a wonderful thing that God is able to do. And we spoke about the person who was healed with regard to the faith of others. Somebody else had faith on his behalf, and as a result, he got his healing. We've spoken about the fact that much of your healing can actually be in your own hands. If you change the way you think, change the way you live, you may find that healing may just be there. But on the basis of faith, there are sometimes where there is healing on the basis of no faith at all. Just a sovereign, kind, compassionate work of God. So we have faith, healing that comes from some faith, your faith. Healing comes from someone else's faith. And then healing sometimes comes from no faith at all. Think about that. In John chapter 5, we have one of these examples. There was a man who had been at the pool of Bethesda waiting for the angel to come down and stir the waters so that he could get in. He had no faith. He was just lying there. He had a victim's mentality as well. When he was spoken to, he said, how am I going to get in the water? I can't move. And he wasn't just dead in his body. He was dying in his soul and his spirit as well. And then Jesus came along. And Jesus walked up to one man amongst probably many that were lying at the pool of Bethesda. And Jesus said, hey, my man, do you want to be healed? And the man said, hey, that's not the cleverest of questions, because I've been lying here for year after year after year. Of course I want to be healed. And Jesus said, be healed. Be healed. Basis of nobody's faith at all. Just a sovereign act of God. Isn't that beautiful? That God looked down at this man, and Jesus with great compassion saw his pain, saw his suffering, saw the fact that he had been lying there for so many years. Jesus may even have known this man, because Jesus would have visited the pool of Bethesda as a child. His parents or his uncles, aunts lived in that area. And it was insinuated in the passage that this man had been there, and Jesus may well have known him. And Jesus' compassion came out, one in 100 people there. And Jesus, as a sovereign act of blind, beautiful compassion, said, let yourself be healed. Stand up and walk. And I think that's a great model for healing. You know what this model of healing does? This model of healing takes away a lot of the guilt associated with healing today. Because there are so many people who have been hurt by extreme theology. And when you take any theology to an extreme, it's not long before you arrive in heresy. Every aspect of theology needs to rise in the balance of all the other beautiful doctrines and attributes of God. And when we take healing to an extreme and just say it's because of your faith when you don't get healed, I've got to tell you, there's a lot of casualties along the way that needn't be. Here's one that takes it away. God is sovereign. God is king. God will have the final say. God will do what God wants to do. And so I appeal to him today on the basis of those aspects of faith and allow room for the sovereignty of God. How many times have we said that recently? always have a theology that makes room for the sovereignty of God. He is God. He's not a man. He doesn't think like us. His ways are higher than ours. He, after all, is God. There's one more model of healing that we're going to do next week, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. But guys, have a fantastic weekend. I hope that you businessmen are getting right with your businesses after all that's been happening here. I hope that families are coming together as a result of all the stuff that's been going on. We continue to love you, and we continue to pray for you. Have a fantastic weekend. See you next week. Bye.